Hey y'all, welcome back to Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. It's November 13th, 2024. It is a Wednesday, and we're doing a Watch It Later Wednesday here on our channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. So I just take some videos from my Watch Later list, and I watch them, and then I share my reaction of them, my impression of them with y'all, and tell you if it's a thumbs up, thumbs down, worth going to watch. Usually turns out that what I watch from the Watch Later list, I do feel was worthwhile to watch, which makes sense because it piqued my interest in some way in order to end up on my Watch Later list. But today, I actually have 4 videos I am going to recommend. I'm only going to share links to 2. The other 2 are going to be super easy for you to just search and find on the YouTube app. But one of the videos that I'm recommending is American Politics and History. One of the videos that I'm recommending is Farm Supply. And 2 of the videos that I'm recommending are music videos that I just find an uncanny story relative to that I wanted to share with you. And you probably already knew it, and it's taken me like 40 years to recognize something about the 2 songs. So at any rate, first video I'm going to recommend. So this one, you may or may not be impressed with this recommendation. The name of the video is From Bad to Worse, Brace Yourself for This. It was uploaded 2 months ago. It's on the channel Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and it features a video from Robert Kennedy Jr. talking about the history of the United States bioweapons program. So it is quite interesting. Quite interesting. Maybe you don't like Robert Kennedy Jr. Maybe you don't like to talk politics. Maybe you don't like the channel Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. I don't know. But if you are willing to hear the video out that the host Doug shares showing Robert Kennedy Jr. talking about the bioweapons program, it is actually really, really, really interesting. And if it's anything that you question, that you hear Robert Kennedy Jr. say, it's things you can look up. So, you can dig into some research for yourself and vet what you're hearing and process it and question it some more. But the video itself, very, very informative. So From Bad to Worse, brace yourself for this. That's the link that I'm going to share with you. That video has 356,000 views. It was uploaded 2 months ago. It's about 20 minutes long. That channel, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, does have over 1 million subscribers. And this video, it's relative to modern history. It's relative to foreign relations. It's relative to the United States in the context of world relations. It's relative to individuals in government who we've seen over the last decades and just in the last few years. And I know things that I heard in the video kind of like brought a lot of loose ends together for me and answered a lot of question marks that I had. So I hope you'll go watch it, but it is a 20-minute investment of your time. So there's that one. Now, one that is about farm equipment, and I watched this one because we want to change the production system with our egg production hens, and we want to change their setup, how we're housing them, and their routine and where they spend their day. So the video that I'm recommending is how to use electric poultry netting. So obviously that caught my attention because with wanting to change the setup for my egg production hens, we are going to need to plan for some fencing, some kind of fencing option. And it's really attractive to have a fencing option that is only semi-permanent, or maybe even you could say portable. We could put up a permanent fence. We've had permanent fences before, but we've learned over time that sometimes you want to change a configuration And if you've installed permanent fence, to really change it, you have to go take it out. So it's appealing to consider some kind of like semi-permanent or portable fence. And that's what attracted my attention about this video, how to use electric poultry netting. You can basically tell looking at it, it's more or less a portable system. It's more or less kind of an easy up, easy down. It's something that if it had to be done by one person, it could be, and that's always really appealing. Now, where we're wanting to put our own chickens, it's not a situation where we'll necessarily be moving fencing. We don't need something that we can take down a lot of the time, but within where we're putting the perimeter of it, we may want to change the configuration. So in that regard too, maybe something like this would work for us. So I wanted to watch that, how to use electric poultry netting. Like I said, it's less than 5 minutes, and you're really seeing part of a process. It is on the channel, and I love this channel. It's on the channel Farm Like a Lunatic with Joel Salatin. So in that video, they're basically showing you their rotational pasturing system for the egg production hens. And they actually demonstrate, a man's demonstrating in the video, moving the structure, taking part of it down, putting it up, and showing you how he does that, you know, one person. So basically it's a portable coop and pasture system, and this video in particular is just showing us how that portable fencing system works. So we see it, you know, coming down, we see it going up, we see him carrying it, and he talks a little bit about how they integrate that into planning the entire setup in the system. So this video was uploaded 3 weeks ago on Farm Like a Lunatic with Joel Salatin. That channel has 41,000 subs. That number is going up steadily. And this video has 3,600 views. If you have chickens, I do recommend watching videos on that channel, Farm Like a Lunatic with Joel Salatin. If you have chickens outdoors or want to have chickens outdoors, I definitely recommend this video, how to use electric poultry netting. And we're going to be discussing it here because we do want to change our egg production hens here from more of a confinement system. They do have, even in their confinement system that we have for them, their primary living quarters is their hen house, but they have free access all the time, never ever restricted, night or day, into their own chicken coops. But, you know, since it's a stationary, permanent place, they've, of course, really destroyed all the vegetation in those chicken runs, so they don't have the opportunity within their chicken run to be on grass. When we let them out of their chicken houses and they're allowed access to basically our yard and our little bit of acreage, then they have access to grass, but they are, you know, able to go wherever they want. And there are places in our yard and around our home that we don't want the chickens because it's not enjoyable to find chicken manure in your favorite chair on your front porch when you want to sit down there and just enjoy the view. So, you know, so we're always wanting to let them free range a little bit, but having to do that when there's supervision. And I'm thinking with something like this electric poultry netting that I watched in the video, that we might be able to utilize that to keep them confined into a semi-pastured system. So we're thinking about that. So, okay, so the other two videos, just sharing these for fun. So, you know, those first two, if you like to hear about American history and American politics, you're going to like the video on Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. If you don't, just don't go watch that one. If you do have chickens or really any kind of outdoor livestock that could be contained in this portable poultry netting, then, you know, you're going to like seeing that video. If you don't have chickens, but you do have homestead, farm stuff, you're still going to like that channel, Farm Like a Lunatic with Joel Salatin, so you can go check it out. So these last two videos, you can search these online in the search bar right in YouTube. You can search for these two videos, actually. And I've been watching them. Like, this dawned on me like last weekend, and I'm still like, I just can't believe I really never put this together before now. It's really a very simple thing. It's kind of random. It's kind of just entertainment. And you all probably caught on to this about 30 years ago, but I just now did. So there is the song, oh, Under Pressure, okay? So I actually mentioned that video about a week ago. I don't remember. I don't remember what video I mentioned it in, but I mentioned it in a video. I said, oh, I feel like if I had a theme song for my day, it would be Under Pressure would be the theme song. And maybe I mentioned it in a members only video. I can't remember, but I was feeling the pressure. I was just feeling like there was so much to do and I couldn't get it all done, and I couldn't even prioritize it in a timely way to make it manageable and not stressful. And I just felt like under pressure. And that was in my head, like under pressure, and I don't have a great singing voice, but like that song was in my head, Under Pressure. And so I was like, I'm going to go play that song on YouTube. Okay. So I, put in Under Pressure. I bring up the music video for Under Pressure. Under Pressure is by Queen, and David Bowie was part of that song too. And so it came out, I think, in 1981. In fact, I think it came out on October 6th, 1981, because not that year, but that date coincides with one of my son's birthdays, and it's stuck in my head since I recognized that. So I think it was October 26, 1981, maybe, that Under Pressure came out by Queen with David Bowie. So I look up the song Under Pressure like a week ago on YouTube, and the song starts playing, and I'm like, that's not that song. That's a whole different song. And then, it plays, and the notes change a little bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's where it differentiates then. So there's no way to tell you the other video without it being a spoiler. So when the song Under Pressure starts, it sounds like Ice Ice Baby by the rapper Vanilla Ice. So the reason I was immediately perplexed was because at the time, I didn't know exactly when the two songs came out, but I knew, I had this sense of that Ice Ice Baby came out way after Under Pressure. And I'm sitting there thinking, how can Under Pressure sound like Ice Ice Baby, like a copy, when Ice Ice Baby came out after Under Pressure? So then I look up Ice Ice Baby by Vanilla Ice on YouTube to see that video. And I look up when it was made. No kidding. The beginnings of those two songs are like, yeah, they're like identical. And so then, I read more into it, and, it did end up that Vanilla Ice had sampled that little bass line that is in the intro of Under Pressure into his song, Ice Ice Baby, and they came to reconciliation in terms with that as musical entities, Vanilla Ice and Queen and David Bowie and all the parties involved. But I was just dumbfounded, because I remember when Ice Ice Baby came out, and at the time, I would think to myself, it's weird I even remember this from like 30 years ago, but I remember thinking, this song just has one of those really familiar sounds, like you feel like you've heard it before. But since I couldn't place where I'd heard it, I assumed it was just one of those sounds. And then, when I put together that's why, that it sounded just like a song I'd heard previously and have heard, throughout my life now, Under Pressure, it was just quite the realization that, here's these two songs that really basically have a couple of, do you call that bars? Like a couple of sections of music, just like the 4 count, the beats in, is that a bar? So anyway, it just dumbfounded me that I had not put that together prior to that Under Pressure and Ice Ice Baby basically have the same bass riff leading into the songs, but it was in Under Pressure first. Under Pressure came out in 81. Ice Ice Baby came out in 1990. So just for funsies, if you want to go check out those two songs, even if you don't listen to the whole entire songs, you want to just check out the intros to that. If you hadn't noticed it before or paid attention to it before or never even heard of it before, I mean, they're identical. I think in the end, Vanilla Ice said, they're not really identical. We added a note in. I added a note in. And there are some sound effects, but basically to our ears, it's the same. It's the same bass riff. So anyway, I thought that was neat. But you can go in YouTube, put in the search bar Under Pressure by Queen, or just Under Pressure music video. It'll come up, and you can put in the search bar Ice Ice Baby, and it'll come up, and it's just for funsies, like I said. But I will put the links for the other two, From Bad to Worse, Brace Yourself for This, on Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, and the link for How to Use Electric Poultry Netting, Pasturing Egg Layers, Joel Salatin, from Farm Like a Lunatic with Joel Salatin. I'll put links for both of those in the comments and in the description, and I hope that you'll go check out these videos, and I'll remind you in the comments and descriptions about, hey, go check out Under Pressure and Ice Ice Baby music videos just for funsies. Thank you for joining us at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Any YouTuber that you're watching, please let the videos run from start to finish. It shows your appreciation just for the work and effort that your YouTube hosts and creators are putting into their channel. It really helps them with watch hours on their long form videos, is what we want to express to you when you let the video play from start to finish. So any YouTuber that you're supporting, that just helps them out bunches and bunches. Interacting with the videos, thumbs up, like. And on this series in particular, the Watch It Later Wednesday, I have mentioned several times, only going to do this on the channel at large for general public release through the last Wednesday in November. So we're about to the end of this, but I do think we're going to flip it over to a members only special series on our channel memberships. So definitely by January of 25, we'll have that rolling in the channel memberships, and it will probably only be in the Chicken Mafia channel membership category. So we're trying to grow that, trying to get an order and consistency to managing the memberships. And it's a learning curve, as of all of YouTube is. You can even check out a video that I'm going to put up, or did put up today. I think I called it Life with YouTube on Our Small Farm. So you can check that one out and hear about some of our experience with having a YouTube channel. So thank you. God bless y'all. Have an excellent day. May all your chicken dinners be winners. And we do hope that you source some of your food from farmers, ranchers, and producers, wherever local is for you. I know that sounds like a random thing. That's part of the reason, though, that we have this channel, is to encourage people to think about the source of their food and try to source it local and connect with the people who produced it. And we call that initiative Heart Local Ag. Heart Local Ag, y'all. God bless you. Thank you so much.